Hello and welcome. In this training, I'll be showing you how to design an automated credit sales book in Excel. A credit sales book helps you keep track of every credit sales you make in your business. And this template will help you to do that and even achieve more, because you'll be able to generate daily sales reports, that's daily credit sales reports, and also monthly credit sales report. If working with Excel formula is something you find dreadful, don't worry, I got you covered. Just check the description below. There's a link for you to download the template. But before then, like this video, share with as many that you know that will benefit from this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get more value tip of this video. Let's move to the other side of the training where I'll show you how to design a simple credit sales book in Excel. See you there. Welcome back. I'll show you how to design automated credit sales book in Excel. As I stated earlier, a credit sales book is used to record credit sales transaction. Accountant calls it sales day book, which also does the same thing. And in this template, we'll be having these columns. We'll have the date column, the customer name, the product or service description based on the nature of your business, the quantity, the unit price, and amount. So these are the columns we use to capture all the credit transactions we make on a daily basis. And this template will help you to generate reports, daily reports and monthly reports of all the credit sales transaction you've made based on the dates you imported. Right. So let's look at the completed template, and we'll now design a new template from scratch as I walk you through. Okay. So in here we have our template already designed. This section of the template, this particular section is where you input your daily credit sales transaction. So you have your company name. So this, the title of the template, this section of it, your credit sales transaction. So you have the date column, the customer name, the product or service description, quantity, price, and amount. So this data you're seeing here just randomly imputed. It's not a business data, just for the purpose of illustration. So you input your date, your customer name, the product, the quantity, the unit price, and the amount automatically generated because the formula is in there, as you can see on the formula bar. Have it in mind that this particular section of this template is in an Excel table, so it will just be updating as you continue to input the sales transaction. It will update automatically. Right. So that's one of the benefits of using Excel table to carry out such function. And at this section of the template is where the report is. So we have your daily report and you have your monthly report. In here, you don't need to impute anything. Like here is the subtotal, so you don't need to tamper it. And this column, you need not tamper it because there's formula. And here where you have the year, you don't need to tamper it. It automatically generates the year based on the date you impute here. So if I impute like November 2020, you see it changes to 2020 and the details here all changes. So the report section is quite automated. So as we are imputing more data, more sales transaction in this section, it will be updated. The report, you'll be seeing the effect. You'll be seeing the effect right here. Right. So you have the daily report section here and the monthly report. So you don't need to do anything here. The only thing you need to do is to put in the date you want to generate report. If you want to generate report for January, just put any day in January. You see the whole days. That's from 1st January to the last day of January. And you also see for the whole month in that year. Right. So from January 2020 to December 2020. If we change this back to 2021, everything changes. So all these details you are seeing here is the monthly report from January to December 2021, and this is from 1st of the current month because we chose November. So that's why you're seeing that we have details from the 1st of November to the 30th of November. So based on the date you input here, if it's, let me say, if I input March now, 03. So you see that the daily report is for March, from 1st of March to the 31st of March, right? While it will still give me from January to December of the year. So we'll be looking at the year here and we'll be looking at the month in question, not minding the day in the month that is selected. If you select 5th of March, it will still give you all the days in March. So it will give you daily report for that month and also the monthly report for that year. So I want to also mention again that the only input you are allowed is the dates here so that you won't alter any of this formula. Just input the date. When you come to this place, your database where you input daily sales transaction, you don't touch this column, anything on the F column, because we have formula here, the subtotal gives us the subtotal, and in here it gives us total per transaction, right? And as you input your data, because this is an Excel table, as you input it automatically update and you'll be seeing the effect on this report section of the template, right? So we'll be creating this from the scratch, right? So I'll just open a new worksheet. I'll just uh, we'll just call it credit sales. Let me leave it as credit sales. So what do we have here? So we'll just copy some of the basic things we need. So I'll copy this section. I'll just copy the entire data set and I'll go to this place. I'll paste it as value. Please select the value option, values, right? This is what I want. So I'll paste it as value and I will now put it the way I want it. Mind you, this is date, so I have to format it as date. So you select it, go to the home tab under the number, just put your short dates. Good. So I have my date in there. Right. So I'll just increase the column based on the inputs. Good. So we have this. Okay. Then the next thing, I think, let me save it. So the next thing, we already have our dates and product, service, quantity, units, then amount. So this amount, we have formula in here. I will just delete it and I'll format this to be number. I'll put a comma separation and I'll reduce the decimal. So I formatted this. So I'll just put borders here, all borders. Then I'll insert this in a table, press Ctrl T, make headers. Good. Then I don't want all the design, I'll just clear. And maybe I want header design and I don't want the filter button. So go to home tab and put on the different color. Let me use this color here. This lighter. So that's okay, right? So just put a different name, capture a different name. Let me just say example limited. Example limited. All right. So credits from this point puts you credit sales transaction. Credit sales transaction. So I'll just select to this point and merge and center, select to this point, I'll merge and center, right? I will increase it to 16 and I'll make this 14, right? And I'll bold it. Just let me bold it individually. Good. So we already have our data set ready. Good. So now we'll just go and also select. Let me select from this point, right? Okay. So I'll just copy and paste as value rather than starting all over again. I just think I'll start from this point and I'll paste it as value, right? Yes, that's good. So here we have, I'll delete this because in here is dates. and the dates we are also here is dates and its formula. So all these points are dates. This contains formula which I will input. All those points are formulas, right? On those points we have formulas. Good. So we have dates, amounts, make it bold, months and amounts, make it bold. And here we have our total, just make it bold, comma separation, and reduce the decimal. The same thing, I'll put the same formatting, make it bold, and reduce the decimal. So we have our total for the amount, total for the month, that's the daily report. So here we have the example limited. Let me just put it. Example limited. Limited. Right. Then we have credits sales daily slash monthly reports. Daily sales daily credits and monthly report. Then we have our year and our month. So we have the year and we have the month. So the year is here. Then the dates. We have the dates. So if I'm to put like let's say 25th of April 2021. Good. So with this date, I need this date now. Let me just select this and merge it and center. Then I'll select this too, merge it and center. So make it bold and increase it to 16. Make this bold and increase it to 14. And increase it to 14. Right. So the major thing now is to input the formulas. We need to input the formulas. So this is the date, and I need this date to do a lot of things in this section of the template. So I've inputted the date. Now I want to get the year. All I need to do is say equals to this date, and that's it. So what I will now do is to give this a different formatting for just year. So you go there, select more numbers, then under custom, I'll look for the formatting for year, just year. Okay, we have months, just year, and you can see 2021. Good. So it will just give me the year. I'll now bold it and give it, center it, give it a fill color. That's okay, right? So if I change this to 2020, you can see it changes to 2020, right? So I'll just take it back to 2021. Good. So the next thing now is to generate daily dates based on this date that is here. So what I will do is to input my formula starting with equal to the dates, the year. I want this year. So you put the year and your dates, right? So I'll make it absolute because then the month should be the same month. The month of the dates I imputed, make it absolute. Then the day should be the first day. The day should be the first day of that month. Good. So I'll close it and here we go. So it's the 1st of April. So if I say 25th of March, you see it gives me first. So I want the first day. So for the subsequent day, I'll just subsequent days, I'll say equals to days plus 1, adding 1 to each day. So I will now drag this formula down to the 28th day. So we still have, good. So on this 28th day, because February is 28, and other months we have 30 and we have 34. So we need to also take into consideration that February has 28, some other month has 30, 31. Now, if you look at our template here, you see that for this month of March, we have till 31st. Now, let me input 20th of February so that you can see the effect. 20th of February. Now, can you see it stopped at 28? So we ensure that the formula in here captures days that if the month, let's say like February ends in 28, good. That's why you didn't see 29. So if it's March, it will exceed that 28. So let's go back and I'll show you how the formula we use in achieving that. Good. So in this point now we are saying that equals to, and the formula we're going to impute is if the month in this particular cell, all right, if the month in this particular cell is not equal to, this is our not equal to the month of this date, the month of this date. So we have our year of this particular cell, month of this particular cell, and the day of this particular cell, the day, right? Plus 1, because we want to see if it's not equals to the month and the day of this cell, that is, if it's not equal to it. So if we add 1 to this day, meaning that if the month of this day plus 1, the amount is not equal to, it's not in the same month. So what is it going to do? What I'm going to do if it's not equal to, so this is what we're going to do. It says give me an empty, okay, we have to close this bracket, good. So the value, if it's true, it will be an empty. If the month is not equal to this month, this date here, just give me empty. But if it is equal to, just impute this cell and add 1 to it. Give me the next day after the cell and plus 1 and close it. All right, and that's it. So meaning that if 28 is the last day, leave this cell empty. But if it's not, continue. That's just it. So if I fill it in down, you see we have to 31st. But notice that if I take it back to 2nd, that's 25th of April, watch what happens. I'm having value. So meaning that there's something wrong after this point with this other cell formula. So what I will do is to, because it's seeing an empty cell, that's why it's bringing value. So I will just wrap this and say its number if what is in this cell, right, is not number. So if it's not a number, it's not true. That's why we are putting it. If it's not a number, just put it empty, right? But if false, then you make it. You input all this here, right? So I'll just drag the formula down and good. Here we go. So if I go back and make it to match, good. So you can see we have so our formula is good to go. So now we'll go for the month formula then before we go to generate our report. So the month formula will have to input from January to December of this year, while here is the month. If this is March, so it will have to generate the days in March. If it's February, we input here, it has to generate the days in February. So here we want the month of this year, right? So if you check what we have here, you see that for each of the months here you can see the date and everything. So we have January down to December. So we'll just use the same formula. We say equals to The dates, we're using dates. Date is quite the date function in Excel is quite important when you want to customize, like automate your dates, and it's really important when writing formulas in Excel. It's really, really important. So we have the year. What's the year? The year of this particular day. We need it. The month. The month should be one, right? And the day should be what? Should be one, right? So I'll just use the first day of the month and close it. Good. So this is the first day of the month of January. So I also want to get the first day of the month of February down to December. Sorry, I need to make my formula dynamic by making this. I don't want this cell to shift, make it F4, and we are good to go. So after we've imputed this first formula, that's for the first month, which is January. So I've already made the formula dynamic. All I need to do is just to drag it to this point. So I will now edit this. I'll just add +1 to the month, +1, meaning add another one to the month in order to take it to the second month, right? And I'll enter. You're right. So if I drag it down, I'll have to add one to each of the month. I have to do it manually. So for this one, I'll add 2. So in the third, so just edit it, and for this one, I'll add 3. For this, I'll make it 4. So I'll just do that for all through. This 5. Then also do that for this 6. Edit this 7. Edit. So you just do +1, you'll be changing to 8 to get the next month. So for the 10th month, you say +9. For the 11th month, you say +10, make it 10. And for the 12th month, you add +11. So I'll stop here. This, I don't need this. I'll just delete it. So the next thing is to format this. I just want the month formatting. So I'll go to the number formatting section of the home tab, click on number format, go to custom, right? So if I'll just put only month, I just want only the month formatting style. I should have it there. Okay, I should have that format. Okay, so month. So if you don't even have it, you can just come here and impute just 1, 2, 3, 4. So I already have it. That's why I'll just select this, and you see it's giving me January. So I want the full. If you just want only 3, like JAN, January, you just put it like the 3M. So let me leave it at 3M just to differentiate it. So you see, you have Feb, March, April, May. So if I don't want it that way, I can still go back, number formatting, and I'll select the 4Ms, and here we go. So I'll just center it, and we're good. So I have my month ready. I have my days in the month ready, month in the year ready, and days in the month ready. So the next thing now is for us to generate our report based on days and based on month. So we'll impute our formula here equals to, I'll be using the sum if formula, sum ifs. So sum ifs, the one with the S, sum ifs. So this is the range I want to sum. Okay, first of all, let me just impute for this formula here equals to this times this times this, and good. That's one good thing about table. It immediately it spills down. I don't need to start imputing one after the other for it. So even if you impute another transaction, immediately it calculates as you put, let's say, on the 20th of September 2021, our customer whole thing, right? Let's see, our customer whole thing. So let's say products 112, then 7 and 650. So immediately you see, immediately it's compute. I just want to show you how to impute your daily credit sales transaction here. So immediately it just updates. So here now we'll get the summary on a daily basis and the summary report on a monthly basis. I'll be using the sum ifs, the sum ifs. So what's our sum range? This is our sum range. So because it's a table, that's why you're seeing the reference this way, because it's a table. So we have the criteria. The first criteria is this range. The criteria range is this. And what's the criteria? The criteria is that this should be equals to this date, right? And that's all for it. So I'll just drag this formula down. Good. And I will format it to number. I don't want two decimal place, I just want the number. Good. So you see, for 1st of February, we don't have any February, we don't have 2nd, we don't have on the 14th. These are the total we made. So that's it. So let's also do for the month. So equals to sum is, what's the sum range? Is to this amount column. What's our criteria range? The date. And what's the criteria? The criteria is that it should be greater than or equal to the 1st of January. So it's say greater than, and greater than, when you're using it, you have to put it in double quotation. Greater than or equal to, you put the ampersand, this 1st of this month. So we are saying it should be greater than, because this January are all the 1st of the month. So I'll just select this cell, right? Then my second criteria range is still the date. And the second criteria is that the date should be less than, put it also in double quotation, less than or equal to the, you put the ampersand. So we are saying it should be less than or equal to the last day of this month, the last day. So we use the date function to get the last day. Date, the year of this month, year of this cell, all right. Then the month of this cell, because I want the last day, right? I will now say +1, all right? It will now take me to February, right? Then the day will be 0, right? The day will be 0. So 0 will now take me to the last day of that January. So just understand it that way. I know it might sound somehow, what, that's it. So that's it for this. So you can now close the bracket and we are done. Good. So we have our total. I'll just drag it because the formula is dynamic. Then I'll put a formatting, reduce the decimal. Good. So you can see January, February, March. This is the sales we have made, right? So you can put your subtotal. Let's put our subtotal. I want to calculate the subtotal. And so from this point to this point. And the subtotal here was to subtotal 9 from this point down to the last thing, to this point here. And close the brackets. Good. So we have our subtotal here, also have our subtotal equal to subtotal from this point down to this point. Close the bracket. Good. So I'll just give it a number formatting, reduce the decimal. Good. So we can make it red and bold, just to differentiate it. Okay, bold is already bold. Then this, I'll just make it red and I'll bold it. Good. So that's it. You can apply the necessary fill color. This is our daily sales reports. Then we have the monthly sales or monthly reports. I just say monthly reports to make it shorter because the monthly reports. So I can now merge and center, and give it a fill color. Good, 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 good. So let me just give this a different fill color just to differentiate it. Good. So that's it. So if you change this now to, let's say, April, watch and see what happens. You see? Good. So the only thing you need to change here is the date, and you have your transaction database where you input your daily credit sales transaction, right? So that's how you to design an automated credit sales transaction. Please do well to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share with as many that you know that will benefit from this lesson and from this template, right? So I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.